Yes, he had all of the tools to win his lane, but he did. That's the key thing, and he stomped it hard. So Kabashad has to have some doubts in his mind if the same matchup were to occur.
Well, of course, we also have the fact that Unicorns of Love do pull out something different to catch people off in best of ones. But this is a best of 5. This is a big series. A lot of games to go. And sure as hell, there is a swaying band. Didn't expect to ever say those words, but it has happened, ladies and gentlemen, in this Challenger Series.
Yeah, it's something that we both missed completely in the previous game. Cassidy was neither picked nor banned if we look through the process, so it made it all the way through completely untouched. That is somewhat of a surprise in itself. So we'll see how this continues to play out. In terms of Unicorns of Love, they have banned the exact same 3 champions as the previous round, and we need to see if that's going to work into their favor, because of course they may have measured Ninjas of Pyjamas' strength slightly higher.
Yeah, I should also point out, of course, Lolex on Lee Sin. According to Nuke Duck, thank you very much for the information, he's played over 3,000 games on Lee Sin, not 700. He has played a hell of a lot, so expect to see that banned every single match.
I think that's pretty close to my total number of games played,
yeah.
And just on Lee Sin. That is both insanely impressive and insanely terrifying.
When you love a champion, you love a champion,
and
that's for sure.
It's definitely deserving of a ban then.
Yeah.
Well played, Unicorns of Love.
Well, we talked about Power of Evil's Orianna, of course. He managed to get it played throughout this Challenge Series already. He has got his hands on that champion. We'll see how it works out against him. Of course, it does mean Ziggs is available for Alex Hitch, but right now it seems NIP are looking towards the support and jungle. Lolex got Evelyn in the previous matchup, couldn't make a great deal of difference with it, but as we mentioned, they were already behind from level 1.
Yeah, if this gets locked in, it is a slight move away from the standard for NIP. They do tend to lock in an 80 carry for Freeze relatively early on, and Voidal, his 2 main champions really are Braum and Thresh, and it's interesting to see him trending towards Thresh now in comparison to the Braum, because I feel like his Braum is slightly stronger. Both champions did receive hits this patch, and I think Braum was hit somewhat harder than Thresh was, so that may explain why he's trending towards that champion. But very safe picks from NIP. They've not revealed anything important about their composition, and we'll see where they lock in once they get another turn.
AD support going to come out of UOL here, I think, or maybe even just jungle. I don't think they're going to give too much away. It will be AD support. It is going to be Tristana Morgana once again.
Well, it worked last game.
Yeah.
They were able to go even with Freeze and Voidal. And if they go against the Cogmore Thresh lane once more, they can just set them up straight head-to-heads and try to look of Unicorns and Love solo lane and jungler to pull ahead.
We'll see which way Freeze fancies this one. Will he go with Cogmore? Will he go with Twitch? Lucian maybe? Try and change things up?
So let's see if Alex wants to run Ziggs in that middle lane. Take it away, into the Orianna rather. We see it was very early locked in for the Power of Evil. I don't know if Alex wants to go that route, because his Ziggs play during the rest of the quarterfinals was not particularly strong, and they have moved away actually.
So Yasuo for Alex this time around, and the Twitch also picked up for Freeze. Not a great deal to help out with the knockups at the moment. Of course, there is the Flay from Thresh, but that is it so far. So expecting something for the top lane from Kabashad to help with those knockups.
What it does signal in terms of the NIP composition, the threat of Evelyn in terms of lane swaps, in terms of split pushing, is a very big threat. Yasuo is a fantastic split push champion, and he can control minion waves, and is very strong and quite difficult to gank as long as he has minions around. Once you add in the effect of a Twitch that can roam and secure kills once he's got Blade of the Rune King, you've got the makings of a very strong pick composition from NIP. I think Kabashad would most likely want to run a Shyvana in the top lane, get some knock-up assistance, and continue to play the split push / pick style of team comp, but we'll see what they decide. Wow, that could work as well.
It's the cow, ladies and gentlemen. We've already seen it coming out for Xaxus on Roccat today. And now once again, Kabashad is going to do it. Of course, that Pulverize and the Headbutt will both work, obviously, for Alex Hitch's ultimate. But Vizicachi switching, going to Aurelia, taking that Aurelia away from Kabashad. He's played it throughout the tournament so far.
So if Kabashad goes for the Trinity Force static Shiv build that we did see earlier in the day, it actually fulfills a very similar role to a Shyvana. Tanky, difficult to kill, top laner, has got AoE damage from his trample passive and the static Shiv proc. So you could see Alistar looking to split push, and again, would work with the pick composition. There is a lot of CC on the side of Ninjas in Pyjamas. I do feel if they get caught in a 5v5 situation, the Unicorns of Love should be able to win that. With the power of Soul Shackles, Cataclysm, Shockwave, and then having Tristan and Irelia that can clean up a team fight, Ninjas in Pyjamas never want to group unless they have a lead. They really don't want to get caught under strap 5 if they have a lot of squishy champions, and unless Cabochard is godlike with his unbreakable ultimate, I'm not entirely convinced by their front line.
They wouldn't fancy a level 1 against NIP either this time around. Of course, now that Unicorns Love is 1 game up, will they take this serious or can NIP come back? Send your messages to @LOL eSports using the hashtag UOL win or NIP win. And we'll check those in game. Of course, you could just be typing anything after you follow what I say.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely the way. 70-30 was the original vote over on lolesports.com, the website. So we'll need to see if the tweets have changed your mind.
Yeah, we'll see whether it continues.
Battle Cow is a trend, and from here on out, I will now associate it in the same vein as Shyvana if he goes for that Trinity 4 static Shiv. And Emperor Palpatine, hell, it's got my vote. I think it's awesome, it's exciting, and it's different. Well,
it seems that Cabochard has got the horn as we move into game 2 against the Unicorns of Love. Everybody still in attendance here in the studio, live, of course, in Cologne, Germany. This is the Challenger Series, best of 5. This is the final spot in the Spring Promotion Series, which of course will be happening
next month in LA.
And you know what? You know, we've talked about, obviously, this is purely for seeding, I guess. See, you know, obviously the teams watching this one, choosing whether they want to face either Unicorns of Love or NIP, whoever would qualify. But obviously alongside the likes of H2K and
SK
Prime that have already qualified. And I wonder, you know, I wouldn't fancy either of these teams. Of course, NIP have got a history of this one. Voidal making a run for it. We do see a flash coming out early on there. And of course, that does mean that will be down for the support. We'll see whether Gilius fancies paying a visit now towards that lane.
Another level 1 trade going in favor of the Unicorns of Love. Voidal actually had a nice sidestep initially to drop the flag. Not that it really made a big difference because there was no CC to follow up without the drag. But nevertheless was forced away. Was obviously playing that one safe. Didn't give up anything further. So a couple of deep wards from both squads, but NIP definitely doing a better job at early vision. We'll see if they can take advantage of it.
So red buff start for both of these. Cabochard running the football. Alistair, I like to think of it as Tim Howard myself. It's fairly similar. We'll see whether he can make as many saves, though, in that top lane up against Vizichachi.
So in terms of NIP's team comp, again, they're going to be looking for picks. They're going to be looking for Cabochard and Alex, I think, to control the side lanes, and maybe having Lulix and Freeze roaming to help pick up kills. But there's not too many threats that can get blocked by that wind wall of Alex Sitch. Yes, the command attack could get blocked off, but if you've got Gilius or Vizichachi diving into you, those are champions, so they're not going to be blocked by that wind wall. So we'll see how effective Alex can be with that particular item. And once again, Vardex and Hillestang getting a slight advantage in the early stages of the game. We'll see how Freeze comes back, because Twitch is still a bit of a lane bully. And don't forget, Tristana took a bit of a hit to her damage on that explosive shot.
Oh, good sidestep there from Vizichachi. There's the head Pulverize already used. We'll see how Cabochard works in this one, actually. See if he can get bullied out early by Irelia. I'm not too sure about it, honestly. He worked very well early on. Vardex down in this bottom lane. He is working well. Freeze falling behind in CS. He should be able to catch up with this wave if he can land everyone, which he is not so far. So far, Unicorns of Love starting off well.
Well, I want to add a point to that Irelia versus Alistair matchup. Irelia's got true damage, so that's going to burn through the 70% damage reduction. So if Cabochard is caught in place by the Cataclysm, could go down. Lulix is looking for something in the mid lane. We'll see if a knockup can connect.
Oh, Alex Itch trying to bait it in. We did see also Gilius making a visit to the top lane. Kabashard pushed high up the lane, so he would absolutely be caught out here. You can see Visitachi quite happy to try and draw it out. There's the pulverize. Now we see, of course, the headbutt being used. Flag and drag is available for Gilius. They haven't used it yet. Waiting for the knock-up. There it is.
Oh, good play.
Flashed away from. That's Gilius taking too many tower hits, and he will get away to safety. Good use of flash.
It really was, and I also like the delay on that headbutt. Managing to put more distance between himself and Visitachi. Little bit frustrating for Visitachi. He actually had to leave that siege minion in the lane, but I do think he got back in time to pick it up. But gank for Unicorns of Love, secures a summoner spell. We do see Voidals is about a third of the way off cooldown, and Lulex, he hung out in the middle lane, but didn't manage to connect anything. So again, Unicorns of Love with the early moves and getting the early advantage.
Oh dear. Not sure if you planned that one, or I'm pretty sure you planned it. Look at the smile on your face. Kabashard goes back, gets himself with Doran's Ring start item. We'll see how he progresses with his build. Of course, we saw Trinity Force and Static Shiv, followed by a Frozen Heart, actually, for Xaxus. Meanwhile, Power of Evil getting engaged in combat. Alex is in all sorts of trouble. There's an ignite of his own. One more hit will go down. There it is. First blood, Power of Evil.
Command Protect from Power of Evil just saved so much damage from Alex Sitch, and you know, you can't blame Alex for trying at level 4, but it just a little bit miscalculated. Power of Evil once again coming out in a better situation, securing first blood. So Lulex is sticking around that top lane, but I don't really think there's much threat here unless we see Kabashard getting a good headbutt, knocking Chachi towards his minion wave, but we'll see. Is about to have some fun. This will be 2v2. So it's going to be very dependent on Kabashard and Gilius' CC. Kabashard, use the pulverize, use the headbutt. Gilius is coming from behind.
Well, he's going to stick around because he fancies this one. They must realize something is up. Lolex taking low from this one. Here comes Gilius. Slides on. Flag and drag. Dodged out of the side. Pops the shield to get the slowdown. Kabashard with the headbutt back off cooldown. But again, hasn't got the damage to follow through. Visitachi keeping that life still going. Sustains his way through it. Hylissang, meanwhile, sidestepping, Dark Binding on Voidal. He's now in trouble. He can turn this one around on Vardax, trying to send him packing with an explosive shot. I
actually like the fact that Hylissang and Vardax are still going for the aggressive move on Voidal, despite the fact that Freeze was on the back line. Because if Voidal is always low and out of sustain, he's less likely to follow up a death sentence and, you know, jump in for that flay. So, Vardax and Hylissang got a small CS advantage. This is the lane matchup I didn't expect to go the way of Unicorns of Love, but they're definitely playing very confidently and keeping Freeze and Voidal on the back foot.
So an interesting stat, actually. We'll go back to that in a moment as they just try and engage. Interesting fact between these two. Voidal and Hylissang were both upstairs discussing during that last matchup. During the LCS, of course, we saw a Zed being picked in there. No exhaust was selected by anyone. Ignites by both supports. And they were both saying, in 4.13, the stats simply don't add up for the support to have the ignite. Exhaust gives them way more.
Well, yeah, I mean, exhaust was changed. So even though the damage reduction is slightly less than 40% than 50%, it also reduces 10 armor and MR. So in the early stages of the game, that can help increase a lot of the damage that you're putting down. But I think against assassins and scary champions like Twitch and Yasuo, you need that. Visitachi's in trouble.
Visitachi in trouble. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? The life steal coming off. His ultimate's not enough. It will be Kabashard with the headbutt kill.
Chachi had flash available, but opted not to use it. And Hylissang's now caught out.
This time around, Death Sentence goes down. There is the exhaust being used. Voidal getting caught out with the Dark Binding. Vardax trying to tank up the damage, force him away. Hylissang's going to get away with little health. As the poison ticks down, he will survive.
Now, I do want to expand on the fact that these two players were talking about exhaust, but I asked Nif the same question. And he was basically saying, there's next to no point running exhaust because of the cooldowns. Exhaust is so significantly high, it's only really impactful in the mid to late game. But in the early stages, Yasuo's ultimate, Zed's ultimate, they're going to be available before exhaust. So as long as you can position yourself to get, you know, one advantageous fight, you burn the summoner spell, and you can just simply re-engage a minute or 2 minutes later. So we'll see how it works out. Both Hylissang and Voidal used exhaust in that previous exchange, but heal was also used by Vardax.
And if Voidal had ignite, he would have got the kill on Hylissang.
There you go.
It's merry-go-round, really. It's
Nif would have had ignite. That's what he was saying.
Nif would have got the kill.
That's why he's on the analyst desk.
That's why he's also #1 in the LCS. At the moment, though, Unicorns of Love starting off the first dragon, NIP being forced away. Alex 6 taking a lot of damage in this mid lane once again. Shockwave comes out. He tries to start off the ultimate. Oh, he's got him. Power of Evil gets himself another solo kill against Alex.
Alex is completely disjointed. If you look at his face after that trade, it is just shock and unhappiness. Power of Evil has outplayed him now 2 games running. Orianna into Yasuo, you've got the tools to beat a Yasuo with your ranged auto attacks, with your command protect. As long as you don't get all in and killed, and Power of Evil has positioned himself fantastically, he's got another 20 CS advantage. And despite the changes to, you know, a plethora of champions in this patch, Alex running Yasuo and Zed has not worked out for him in the first 2 games of the series.
Again, we see Lolex taking a visit towards Vizichachi, who is yet to complete a solid item right now. Unicorns of Love still being voted ahead. Capuchard definitely has the advantage. It is a role reversal completely compared to the original vote on the website, of course. Vizichachi using that ultimate to clear the wave. Here we go, those 2-on-1 on the tower. It's a risky move. Headbutt Pulverize already being used. Vizichachi, can he land the stun? He needs to go for Lolex or Capuchard. Capuchard taking the tower damage, flashes away. Will get spotted by the ward, but it seems he's safe. Yeah,
Capuchard and Lulix not going to flash over to continue the chase. They didn't know where Gilius was, and I think Power of Evil had just left that middle lane, so they did get the Summoner spell done, and that's really Lulex's first successful game. If you contrast Gilius to Lulix, Gilius has been so much more impactful. The Evelyn is just not working out for Lulix. He's not finding the engages, and he's not finding the pressure or the presence in the early game on this champion.
And you gotta wonder, ooh, Hylissang caught in. This time around, Voidal throws down the ultimate. Flash comes out. Quick knockback from Vardag, so using that ultimate to blow to safety. Hylissang is clear for now. Gilius once again pays a visit to the mid lane. Alexich again putting pressure, but another shockwave from Power of Evil pulls him in. Hasn't got the exhaust, the ignite, to finish it off. Lolex waiting in the wings, waiting to see if he can flank around as Power of Evil pushes in towards the tower. Gilius has gone a long way away. Power of Evil up on the tower. Alexich ready to pounce. They're going to go for it. Power of Evil, though, quickly pulls the defensive ball. Is it enough to try and get away? Quick going comes Capuchard around the side. Sorry, it's Gilius getting on towards him. Power of Evil with Ignite. Oh, he's 2v1 once again. A Power of Evil dominating Alexich in the mid lane.
That is a Challenger Series big play if ever I have seen one. Power of Evil dodged every single knockup that Alex threw at him, and Alex continued to chase. Power of Evil just used that command protect, blocked the damage from Alex and his ignites, managed to take him down while Gilius was 1v1ing Lulex. So Unicorns of Love get their first tower, 2 more kills to their tally, and it looks like they've got enough damage to get even more. Just look at how good the micromanagement is here from Power of Evil. He sidesteps that Steel Tempest knockup, and Gilius is just going to finish off Lulex. Power of Evil not even a threat of going down, still at 300 hit points after that ignite was burning through.
Yeah, that sidestep, as he mentioned on the Whirlwind, fantastic. That would have been the ultimate, of course, from Alex. That would have definitely picked the win for Alex. But now he's 3-0-1 in the mid lane. Mid tower goes down. Big advantages again. Starting to build for the Unicorns of Love. And it is all about that mid lane domination by Power of Evil.
Yeah, and you have to look at that. I mean, that's half Power of Evil sidestepping and half Alex committing the skill shot, you know, predicting the move that simply didn't happen. So it is a combination of both. But look at the item difference. Power of Evil with Sork Shoes and Athenes versus an Avarice Blade. Anyways, 2v1, Chachi's in trouble.
Lolex coming around. Vizichachi's going to go down from this one. Will not escape. Capuchard, I'm not too sure he needed that. I think he was expecting to have the tower dive, so he popped that ultimate, but he was safe regardless.
Yeah, it is a problem for Chachi to be going down, but at the end of the day, he's still got to spend the corner.
Another shockwave. Power of Evil just going in again. This time Gilius finishing off with the last blow, but it was Power of Evil that pulled all the damage down. They're pushing on towards that inner tower now. They have the support as well of Hylissang as the top tower goes down. Of course, Ninjas and Pyjamas been pressuring that one, but now it's an inhibitor turret that's under pressure. Just 12 and a half minutes into this game. Voidal getting caught out. Cataclysm in there. Gilius gets that one. In comes Capuchard. Wow. Massive damage coming out from Hylissang already. Pulls the defensive on towards it. Gilius taking all the hits. Freeze manages to put the rat-a-tat-tat down, and Hylissang this time. Power of Evil will get out safe. Wow. Unicorns of Love pressuring and almost taking, honestly, the inhibitor turret 13 minutes into the game.
This is just phenomenal play from Unicorns of Love. You could argue the bloodthirsty nature of looking for kills was a tad over the top, but they managed to blow up Voidal. The damage from Freeze is very good, despite the exhaust going down. Hylissang and Power of Evil are just going to do their best to get out of range. Now they've got Lolex.
Lolex in trouble. He's going to get caught down. He will not escape this one. Power of Evil is just romping through the ninjas in pajamas right now. 100% kill participation, 4-0-3 already. I don't think it's going to be too long. And you know, honestly, I wonder if that's going to be a Soul Stealer.
I don't really know if they're that confident. I don't know if they're that confident. If I were a Power of Evil, I would think it's going to be a Hourglass, but we will see. At this point in time, you know, we were both shocked at the damage on Cabochard. I'm not sure why. His ultimate wasn't running, and all he had was a Sheen coming into that. Again, versus the Sorcerer's Shoes and the Athena's Holy Grail. Unicorns of Love are so incredibly decisive at their objective game that the moment they've got a lead, they're just punishing. 3v2, Bardax is in trouble.
He just rockets out of there. Here comes the teleport. Vizichachi will join. Power of Evil coming around the side. Ooh. You know, we talked about, obviously, the damage he had. He was also 3 levels ahead of Cabochard. Power of Evil miles ahead currently. Level 12, by far the highest. Voidal caught out. Dark Binding. Shockwave pulls in 3 members of NIP. They haven't really got the follow-up right now. Cabochard goes in. That's a good ultimate this time around. Alex Hitch will follow it. Bardax going to get focused on. Quick slide in. That's going to be Alex Hitch getting focused. Gilius is exhausted. He's going to see if he can get away from this one. Power of Evil took down Lolex in the meantime. Cabochard does get himself a kill on Gillian, but he's in trouble now. He will get taken down. It's Power of Evil once again, racking up the kill gain against NIP.
2 versus 2, and Freeze was so far in the back line. As the fight continued to extend, he did not get involved. Initially, Unicorns of Love looked like they were in trouble. Despite the fact that their 3-man Shockwave hit, there's a lot of tower hits that have landed on the members of Unicorns of Love. And Power of Evil and Chachi were caught by that last break. Look at Bardax. He's in full retreat. But the problem for Freeze is he's too scared to get past both Power of Evil and Gilius in that position. Gilius, rather, in that position. So he's sitting on the back line, and even though he's got full HP, you needed his auto attacks to be on the members of Unicorns of Love. Simply wasn't happening, and NIP end up coming away 2 for 2, which is not too bad when you consider their 8k goal down.
But Unicorns of Love, of course, picked up the Dragon after that fight, which gives them, and like you mentioned, that big goal differential. 6-0-3. Of course, it was a Zhonya's Hourglass, and he just completed it from just having a single amp tome straight into the Zhonya's. Well, Power of Evil, we talk about Orianna, how they need a little bit of damage, a little bit of time to get going. But 16 minutes in, Athene's Zhonya's already completed. It's a problem for NIP. Vizichachi, though, he's in trouble. He's got the help of Hylissang. Is it going to be enough? Goes in, flash, soul shackles on towards Cabochard and Lolex. Here comes Power of Evil. Stun goes down on towards Lolex. He will go down. Power of Evil gets himself a 7th kill of the game. Cabochard retreating to his tower. Not too sure if he's going to be able to get away from this one. The Dark Binding lands. Power of Evil this time will not get it. It's a simple assist. It's Hylissang with the pull.
The rest of Unicorns of Love are completely grouped around. They can continue pushing. Despite the fact that NIP may get a few towers from this deal, Unicorns of Love have the superior pushing power. They can continue on down this lane, and they've got a siege minion with them. If NIP don't back off, this could go all the way to the inhibitor turret.
They need to react to this one. Alex is just simply not retreating. He's going to get the middle turret down, but it's another inner turret going down, and Unicorns of Love, they can keep on pushing. Lolex and Voidal are here in defense, of course, but is it simply going to be enough? Hylissang takes the first hit. In goes the defensive ball. 5 members of Unicorns of Love are going to engage. Voidal pulled in, destroyed by Vizichachi. Cabochard now, ultimate run-in. Is it going to be enough? Lolex gets jumped on. Cataclysm. Cabochard going down off the side there. He will drop. Vizichachi pulls the defensive ball. Power of Evil holding strong right now. Lolex tries to engage on towards him. Power of Evil will get focused. Alex Hitch finally lands his ultimate combo, but the Zhonya's Hourglass is there. Twitch running. The Freeze will get the killer towards him. No! Oh, finally finishes it off. Wow, what a fight, and Unicorns of Love, they are not afraid to engage. It's another double kill for Power of Evil. He's now 9-1-6, still 100% involved in everything, and then it's another inhibitor turret, this time going down.
At the end of the entire trade, Unicorns of Love end up securing 3 kills and 3 towers, while Ninjas in Pajamas got 2 of their own. This was, again, a very aggressive tower dive, and I actually think it was the right decision from the Unicorns of Love. They knew they had a numbers advantage for a small period of time, but they just took too much damage, and Alex Hitch and Freeze got some very good ultimates off. Freeze with his Rat-a-tat-tat was lining up a bunch of members of the Unicorns of Love. Power of Evil was just soloed out by Alex, despite the fact the Hourglass kept him alive for a moment. The untouched Freeze going to be able to clean up house and gets himself a triple, I think it was a quadra kill by the end of it. Triple kill. So well played by Freeze this time, getting involved and being able to clean up. But the question is it too little too late?
Well, Alex also burned the flash you just saw just at the end of that fight. So that is not available to him. 15-9, Power of Evil. I don't think I've seen a mid laner this dominant for some time in League of Legends that's absolutely carried his team through a game. Right now, make no mistake, he is doing incredible stuff in this mid lane against Alex Sitch of all people.
So I do not disagree with you, but I think you have to give credit to, oh, even Freeze is getting caught out, but I don't think he's in too much trouble. Here comes the rest of the I do think you have to give a lot of credit to the rest of the Unicorns.
Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
Despite the fact
he soloed 3 times in that mid lane, and now is just using that advantage, using that power to just help the rest of his team. That defensive ball is all over the place. He's managed to use the dissonance to slow and speed his own team and the enemy team. And them shockwaves have just been on point non-stop.
So Unicorns of Love have never beaten Ninjas in Pyjamas in the Challenger Series. They are 0-4 against them. And they're looking like they're going to go 2-0 in this particular matchup. And this time around, I just think the Unicorns of Love have fixed every single strategic flaw that I was worried about them making during the quarterfinals and the semifinals, because there's been nothing that they have done that I've gone, that was a pretty bad decision. There may be a little bloodthirsty, but even that is super good because it ends up getting them objectives.
Oh, a pre-20-minute Baron is yet another objective, and now the exposed inhibitor is the focus. In comes Unicorns of Love. Baron up, 5 members all moving in there. Cabashard quickly retreating, backing away. He's just pushed that bottom lane out, but that's not going to slow them down as they move in on force. They've got to be careful, of course. Freeze has got a lot of damage. We just saw, of course, with that rat-a-tat-tat, if he can land in the right place, can punish some. But the fact is, that inhibitor, they could do nothing about it.
10,000 gold lead, plus the Baron buff. NIP do not want a straight-up team fight. If they can catch someone solo, that's where they'll fight. But as long as Unicorns stay grouped up, they shouldn't have any problems with NIP. Now it's just patience. They've got minions pushing the bottom wave, they've got minions pushing the middle wave, and it's up to the Unicorns of Love to peel away from the objective that NIP are defending and just try force the other one down. Look at that bottom wave. I feel like if it gets to close distance to that inhibitor turret, then Unicorns may just peel away and go for that objective instantly.
Well, they move to the middle. Gilius was caught out, but a quick black shield will do it. Lolex caught out. Shockwave goes in. Gilius goes down straight away. Lolex, sorry, going down. Jumping on towards him. That will be the AD carry. Vardak's being picked off. But again, Alex Sitch tries to focus in there. Power of Evil picks him off. Freeze goes down. Another kill for Power of Evil. Continues to rush on through. Voidel's going to get focused on. He will get caught out. He's going to drop down. It's a triple kill for Power of Evil. He continues his domination. And Ninjas of Pyjamas, well, they wanted me to say, I do not believe it. I absolutely don't. It's 12-1-7 for the mid lane of Power of Evil as he just destroys NIP.
The Unicorns of Love had very low death timers on the Ninjas in Pyjamas side, so they couldn't go for the finish. But yet again, another team fight. That was Freeze getting caught by the Shockwave and then being knocked away by the Buster Shot. Despite the fact that Vardak's got just deleted by Alex Sitch, it didn't matter because the damage from the Unicorns of Love is coming from the Power of Evil. And his Orianna is nigh unstoppable at this point in time. Super minions in 2 lanes. Unicorn's going to grab another dragon, I believe, a moment or 2 ago. And it's just a matter of grouping and pushing for the final fight. They have completely outclassed Ninjas in Pyjamas in 2 games back-to-back.
Yeah, and we shouldn't underestimate how difficult those super minions are for teams at this level. They're only level 13, 12, 11 across the board. Those super minions will hurt at this stage of the game. They will be tricky to take down. Alex Sitch, I should point out, also landed pretty much the perfect ultimate in that last fight. Caught 4 people in that, but just simply didn't have the damage.
Yeah, there's one problem. He has a static shiv and a pickaxe.
Yeah.
That's it. At 22 minutes in the game, Alex is only 150 CS. He's got 6 deaths to his name. Yes, his team has secured 3 towers, but truthfully, there has been no presence from this Yasuo, and NIP were looking to get map control and looking to push the side lanes. In order for that to work, you need to have an advantage, or at least be able to dictate the tempo. Unicorns of Love have not given them a chance.
Well, the siege is about to start, and Ninjas in Pyjamas, they can't do anything about this. Super minions are going to push in around the sides, the top and the mid lane. And Unicorns of Love simply only need to play a waiting game here, which is why we're seeing NIP having to engage. Cabashard goes in, Alex does manage to land his ultimate once again. The Shockwave pulls him in and just deletes Alex. It's where he stands. Cabashard now caught down. Team does manage to get away from this one. Cabashard going to get caught down. It's a double. It's another double kill picked up. Power of Evil gets in there. Vardax is followed through. The Unicorns of Love, they got Super Minions pushing in. They're going to take the game once again. This time 24 minutes. They're 30 seconds later in the first game, but Unicorns of Love are destroying Ninjas in Pyjamas in this Challenger Series. It's 2-0.
This looks like a one-team race, D-Man. Unicorns of Love have showed up. And I tell you what, those Unicorns are amazing. They simply outclassing NIP. Every single decision they make is giving the team an advantage. Lulex has had no presence on Evelyn, and I think he needs to change that champion. Gilius on Jarvan has had strong early ganks. He's got flashes from his opponents, and he's helping Unicorns of Love get ahead in the lanes that they need to. Truthfully, he's not even needed 100% because Power of Evil has 1v1 Alex in both games.
14-1-9. Power 100%. Of Evil. 100% kill participation. Absolutely everything. Shockwaves on point, damage on point, ignites, everything working out for that man.